Hi everyone, and welcome to my Sunday movement session, my Pilates inspired movement session. I'm Stella from Stella Movement, and I'm here on behalf of the Whole Health Project. Very happy to be here another Sunday. Today what we're going to do is a mixture of Pilates, yoga and bar work, so using a chair or a balcony ledge or a countertop for support. And the props that you will need are obviously a chair. So if you don't have something like this, please grab it or set your camera up by a post, something of the like. You'll also need a set of small hand weights, which can be tin cans if that's all you've got at home. Otherwise, 1 kg, 1.25 kg is ample. We're not going to do a lot of arm work, more hip work, but just so you have these handy. And if you do have a block or a sturdy book, that is awesome as well. So we're going to start off coming onto the mat, and we'll start on all fours. So, from here, normal just cat-cow position, just moving your spine and moving with your breath. So relax your belly, let it go. Let the belly drop to the floor and arch your back, breathing in. And on this point, we're going to tuck the toes, open up through the backs of the feet, and feel like you're stretching all that fascia on the back. And you yearn your heart, your chest forward. Open up the throat as well, feel a gentle stretch. If you know your Ujjayi breath, you're more than welcome to continue this throughout the session. Exhale, start from the tops of the feet, the toes, ankles, shins, knees, round lower back, middle back, upper back. Pushing into the mat, pushing the spine to the ceiling. We start from the toes, tuck the toes, unravel. Stretch the back of the feet, stretch the lower back, extending it, middle back, upper back, pulling your heart forward, opening up your throat, breathing in. Feeling the natural stretch of your belly tissue, start from the tops of the feet and go lower, middle, upper, and round. Let's do that 2 more times and just checking in how your spine feels. Maybe it feels like it's moving in chunks, just first thing in the morning, no problem. Yeah, it's really an observation. And as we move and flow throughout the rest of the 50 minutes today, see if we can loosen things up and create space in between the vertebrae, create freedom of motion. Last one. All right, tops of the feet touch, going with a thread the needle. Take the arm that's away from the camera and just take it up, pivoting around that shoulder, breathing in. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, thread the needle, everyone, but without letting your ear drop to the floor. So I want you to feel your obliques here, twisting around your midsection like a T-rag that you're giving a nice wring out of. Pushing your hand onto the floor and pushing down to give you that ability to lift up to the ceiling, to stretch here in the back of the ribs. Breathe in. Notice as you're pushing down, it gives you more stretch into the back. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Awesome, breathe in again. Exhale, soften the shoulders. On your next in-breath, pull into a baby cobra sensation. Pull your heart, your chest forward. Reach your tail to the back of the head, lengthen the spine. And now on your out-breath, twist a little further. So twisting as you extend. 2 more like that. You're going to pull back halfway, still pushing that fist, that arm down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Lengthen your spine, exhale, twist a little further. 1 more. Inhale, pull back, lengthen. Even look up. Throat open, exhale, twist a little further. This arm, push, feel the strength in that shoulder, and come back. That same arm, just reach it forward. Lift the fingertips up and drop in and stretch through the underside of that armpit. Hold 4, 3, imagine someone's got your hips and they're pulling you back, and then roll up and arrive in a cat stretch, and then unravel, second side. Arm closest to the camera comes up on 1. Exhale, I'll be facing away from the camera. You twist, but not fully letting yourself collapse. It's not a passive stretch, this one. We're active. Arm pushes onto the floor, round into your ribs, stretch even further. Breathe in. Let it go, soften your shoulders. Breathe in, create more space in the back and the shoulders, more space behind that bra line. And out breath. All right, here we go. In breath, lengthen lower back, middle back, upper back. Look forward, yearn your heart forward. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, back it up. Extend, pull forward. And then exhale, twist a little bit more. Hand that's on the floor, push out of that. Good. That hand that was on the floor, you reach it forward, lean back. 4, 3, round your lower back. 2, 1, and arrive up. Alrighty, adding in with some legs. Here we go. So the arms stay straight. I'm going to pick up the leg that's closest to the camera. Keep it bent. Alright, from here, exhale, round your back, pull the knee in towards your chest, and push the floor away. Feel the hip flexor pulling up as high as you can and the tail lengthening down. Keep the leg towards your chest, and now try and straighten out your back again. Unravel lower back, middle back, upper back. Yearn the heart forward. This leg that's lifted, you're going to sweep it out to the side. Circle it as best as you can, as high to the ceiling. Hold. Curl in again, around. I don't mind if you lean back and get a nice little stretch here. But then land into your fingertips as you unravel lower back, middle back, upper back. Keep that leg lifted. Pull the heart forward. Now circle in the hip. Up. And back. 2 more. Exhale, round. Push. Inhale, arrive and lengthen. Leg still lifted. Up. Circle. And last one. Round. Keep it pulling to your chest, everyone. Lengthen. We're going to be doing something similar, standing. And then up. So it's just to get that feeling at this level, how it feels. All right, that leg that is up. Extend it out. Place it behind the other foot. And anchor into it. Assisted side bend position. Push through your bottom shin, not just weight bearing on the knee, shin and foot. So you're feeling that you've got a nice solid support here, not just the knee joint. Push into this hand, arriving with your shoulder over the wrist. The other arm, you're going to reach it across the midline, stretching your hip, stretching your ribs. And then take it into a full circle, opening up, breathing in. Circle that arm, keep the hand by the hip, and then move the shoulder back in. The rib cage back, gazing towards the mat. Begin with the shoulder movement again. Shoulder crosses the midline, hand crosses the midline. Now pivot around that arm that's on the floor and open up. Move the shoulder again. Keep the shoulder still. And bring back shoulder joint, ribs, and 2 more. Reach. Keep the bicep by the ears open. Arm. Shoulder rib cage. Last one. Nice. And then you bring it back down. And we're going to go straight into the other side with the leg, landing and arriving, other leg pulls in towards the chest. Round your back, pull it up, hold. Start from your tail, unravel lower, middle back, upper back, pull your heart towards the front of the mat, keep that thigh bone pulling up into the socket. Circle it up, back behind you, down to the floor, knee to chest, curl in. Good, feel like your spinal muscles pulling you into extension. Feel like your hip area pulling that hip into a circular motion. Feel the front of the abs pulling you into flexion of the spine. Work the front body, the front of the hip, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the side of the hip. So you're starting to just tune into the muscles that are working here to move you into these positions. Round back, long spine, circle. And then this time, place the foot down. Arrive with the shoulder over the wrist. The hand crosses the midline so you can further stretch into your wrist. The other foot is just pushing down. And go for a nice big spiral. Move the arm. Keep the arm still. Move the shoulder, the rib cage, face back to the mat. And arm leads. Arm stays still. Pivot around the shoulder. And sweep. 2 more. Coming down. In breath. Out breath. breath, last one. And out breath. All right, bring it back. Last part, you might want to transition onto the fists for this, just to create a little bit of variety through the wrist joints, especially if they're not feeling as strong. Tuck the toes, round your back fully, everyone, gaze to your thighs, and then hover your knees a couple of inches off the mat and hold. Staying in stillness here. If this is too strong, you can always keep your knees back down, but have a really energetic lift through the belly. You're in a round shape, trying to press your spine to the ceiling. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Create a round shape. Lower belly working, front ribs pulling in. Nice. And then keep the knees lifted. Lengthen lower back, middle back, upper back, neutral spine. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And arrive down. Step one leg out, either side of your mat. Step the other leg out, either side of your mat, and arrive with your hands on your thighs, holding. A little bit of a warm up, just to get energy through the body. You want a little bit of space in between you and the chair. Call these kind of bar burpees. Don't worry, there's no push-up involved. So you're here pushing your thigh bones out, letting your sit bones drop down without the knees collapsing in. Get a good feeling of the big toe, the little toe in the center of the heel, evenly weight distributed. Use this to widen your collarbones, and you're going to take one arm up, the other arm up, drive up through the legs, circle the arms down, and we're going to roll down. You'll place the hands down and either drop and step back to a plank, step forward, and we repeat. I'll show you the other variation after. One arm, the other arm, drive up, circle the arms, roll down, come into that wide squat again, palms touch. Now the other variation is jump back, jump forward. You decide whether you're stepping in or jumping. One arm, other arm, look up, drive up, circle, roll down, chin, upper back, middle back, lower back, fingertips touch, deep squat, and we go. Jump or step, one arm, other arm, up, down, roll. Let's do 4 more. Down, belly on, up. Deep squat, push the thigh bones out. Here we go. Keep alternating with your arms. Roll down. And drop the hips, jump. Right, circle, roll down. One more time. Drop down, jump, forward, da, da. Arrive, circle, step your feet in, everyone. And turn to face the camera with one hand on the chair. All right, so from here, feet are together. You just pick up the toes and turn out slightly. All right, so you come into a slightly demi-plie bend in the knees without trying to stick your butt up too much. Try and feel the softness of the back. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you're widening and softening. So you're always not feeling like hanging in here. It's not a huge bend. We start like this, and we're going to take it out, and then step in and get a nice side stretch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out on this next one. Hold it out. Good. Take a little stretch the other way. Breathe in. Roll out through center. Take both arms wide. Pivot the feet to parallel. Stay in a low squat and roll up slowly. Take the arms up. Turn the thumbs to face inwards. Internally rotating, and you're going to squat down. A little bit of balance to start off with already. Squatting down, and what I want you to do is lunge over to this leg. And check that the hip bone, the sit bone, the knee and the heel are in the same alignment. You're not here. So you come down and you're pulling your heart forward as you internally rotate. Pushing the arms up, this toe is light. Hold. Be in this hip, this glute. Now take your arms down, little fingers touch, like you're scooping through a puddle of water. These arms take you up. And you arrive up, pulling strong through that quadricep, strong through the glute. Coming up. You part like you're parting clouds. You turn the thumbs in again. Reach out with that leg. Reach, reach. Land toe ball heel. Land evenly into both legs. Take that weight over again. Scoop the arms. Pull up. Arrive. When you get here, really feel the core working. Push your arms back. Now turn in the sockets. Reach that leg out high. Nice and high, land, toe ball heel, and squat. So from the side, it's like this. Not so much hanging into the back, feel strong, and your arms are pushing as high as you're able to go. Dragging on over again. Arrive. Like you're moving through resistance there. Come on up, pick it up. Clasping into prayer position at the top. Almost like you'd be about to go into your tree balance, but we take it back out. Reach. Like a star. Land gracefully, toe ball heel, and come down. One more time, transition. Make it harder by keeping this leg long as you lift it up. If that's okay, otherwise slide it in a little. Lifting. Good, arriving up. And then coming out. This time, turning and landing. Heel, ball, toe into your warrior one, warrior two position. Now I'm going to have to organize myself so I'm a little bit wider here. Front leg lunges. Back leg is open. But concentrate more about squaring your rib cage and shoulders off. Don't worry about forcing the hips into that alignment. Let your hips be open. Take your arm out, warrior two. And what I want you to do is soften, curl in. Soften the heart, round. Cross the midline like we did down on the ground. Cross the midline so you're leaning into your ribs. Linger there for a moment, pushing your hand onto the chair, pressing your rib cage up to the ceiling. And then take it up. Circle. And arrive. 3 more, exhale. Moving through to a warrior one position, crossing the midline. Looking up and open. Try your best to not dump into the lower back. Feel this levitation of your lower back spinal muscles, lifting out of your hip area. And to get the motion happening from the bra line above, or from the belly button, let's say above. Last one. Higher than the belly button, really. Awesome. And then bringing it back and finding yourself in your crescent lunge position. Front leg is in your lunge. Back leg, I'm going to ask you to bend it a little so you can pull your thigh bone forward and lengthen your tailbone down. So there'll be a little bit of intensity in this hip. Notice if you feel that back hip, that whole back hip bone dropping down. Pull it up a little. So feel this energetic suctioning up into the hip socket. Hold that, and then, if it's okay, straighten that back leg, but keep intensity and pressure through that back big toe. The leg that is out in front, the same arm reaches up. Keep your hips where they are. Use your waistline muscles to rotate, then reach your arm out. Soften the shoulders, guys. Breathe in, grow tall. Exhale. Give your body permission, your spine permission from the mid-back to twist that little bit further. Breathe in, grow tall. Strong legs. Exhale, twist a little further. Before you twist on your next one, tuck the tail slightly. Feel from your lower belly it's on. Lift a little higher, crown to the ceiling, and then twist. Back palm goes up. Back arm reaches up. Back to the start position. And arriving in. And stepping back. Feet together and going for a little stretch before we do that on the other side. So holding, you can round your back like you're doing a standing stretch, or in Pilates, it's very similar to our standing elephant position. At any stage, I could take my hands off the chair because I'm in my abs, stretching out my spine, not just holding. So you want to feel round. You want to feel like you're actively stretching here. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and unravel, arrive back up. All right, nice work. I'm going to turn the chair the other way so you can face, I can face you while I do this. So now you go to the other side, you're back into your parallel position just for a moment, hand on the chair or surface, open out into that small V position, and the leg comes out and you drop down. The reason the chair is here is it can allow us to have a straighter back rather than a more functional kind of hinging forward squat. And we're not there for too long, so you come out and then you step in, soften the knees and go into a stretch. Stretch the side waist, the side hips. And we go 8, 7, 6. You can make it as intense through the arm as you want. You can move your arm through like thick molasses or thick resistant air, or you can make it really soft and light. Stretch. 2, 1. On the next one, hold it out. Hold it out, change. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling out, guys. And then arriving down, turning the toes to face inwards, coming into that squat where your feet are parallel, your sit bones, let them widen. Keep the chest up and focus on that internal rotation at your shoulders without scrunching. I want you to reach away. Lunge into that outside leg. Hold. Firm up. Quads, inner thigh, outer hip, bottom. And then take the arms and rise up. Good. Palm to palm. Slowly come down. Reach that leg out. Internally rotate at the shoulders. Reach. Land toe or heel. Squat. Coming over to the side. Taking the arms forward, gather, rise. Pull it up, feel your center here. Try not to arch the back, actually feel like you're doing an ab crunch. It helps to keep the balance, that internal line and deep core musculature. Reach out, land toe or heel, land, transition, arms, and arrive. Yeah. And we have 2 more times. Reach, reach, toe ball heel, land. Slowly. Bring it up. Last one. And over. So for this one, if you keep that leg straight, pull it up, feel the extra load. Good, this time coming out and you turn a gentle pivot here and land, land heel, ball, toe and arrive in your warrior 1, warrior 2 position. Adjust wider if you need to so you can really deepen into the lunge and feel out the straight back that you can, as straight back as you can so you're not here. This is really like an extension of your arm. Warrior 2, strong lower body. Lift the lower back out of the pelvis, deepen into your hips, and keep your legs still as this motion happens in the upper back and around the rib cage. Like we did on the floor, you cross the midline, stretching. Search for the ceiling. Lower belly active. And back, and then curl in again. Soften, curl, up. And 2. Good, and then last one. And then arriving, bringing the leg to parallel, lunging into your front leg. Try to keep your shin pretty vertical so that front leg stays where it is. The back knee can bend. And you want to feel the back knee bend so you can lean back and find your imaginary wall. Tuck the tail under and even take your hands behind you so you notice if you're really gripping here. Soften and widen, back body into a wall. Taking all of that energy out of that gripping of the mid-back, yeah? make the energy in the legs. The legs are working quite strong here. All right, the same leg that is forward, that same arm comes up. You hold it, and then twist. Twist from the bra line, and then release the arm. Notice if you're in your shoulders, soften the shoulders, and then play around here with tucking the tail under, finding your axis so your ribs are over your pelvis rather than the hinge. And once you've got that, and it feels pretty strong, supported and good, start your twist on your up breath. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. Take the arm up to the ceiling. Bring it back. And then arrive on up. All right. I'm going to change the chair around, better light this way. But if you're in the same position, just stay in the same position in the same stretch. You bring it here. You place your hands a little wider, bend the knees. Active cat stretch, standing cat stretch around your lower back, middle back, upper back. Feel quite long, like a big C shape, like you're hugging around a massive beach ball. And notice, could you take an arm off here and still be in your belly? So round your back, widen your shoulder blades, armpits hug towards each other, breathe. Keep your left arm where it is, and just levitate your right arm off. Hold. Breathe. Wrinkle the front of your singlet fabric, stretch the back, and then change arms. Other arm comes up. The arm that stays on the chair is still really light, and lower down. All right, stay rounded, stay in your C shape with your core, and then just hover your arms off so you're in this position. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees even more and then unravel. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Arrive up. And then open out. Nice work. All right, from here, we're coming into the sequence where you step back, and we'll call this, let's say, the downward dog shape at the chair, where you are heels underneath the sit bones. If you've got really tight hamstrings, you might end up representing like this. So bend the knees as much as you need to come now out of that round back. So we're not going into the back that we just had. We're thinking more about when you are in downward dog and you're pulling your chest and your spine long. So here you are. The arms in the chair, it's like a connection, an extension of your spine. If at any stage I said, hey, take your arms off the chair, you could, because you're pretty much in your hips and your core's supporting you, your back is supporting you. You're not in the arms. So just notice if you are here, bring your ears above your upper arms, looking so you can look to the camera. And then I'll guide you through this one, and then you'll just be repeating it 4 times on each leg. So the first one, you can look at the camera. And then the second, third, fourth, just do, and then we'll change legs. So from here, the leg closest to the camera, take it behind you. Think your 3-legged dog, raise it up. Keep yearning your heart forward. Remember, you're in your hip here, your standing hip. You're going to lunge deep into your standing leg. And as you lunge deep, draw your lower belly in and think about doing a little ab crunch here. Lunge, lunge, lunge. That back leg lifts up. Now straighten your standing leg fully pulling the kneecap up to straight. Yeah? Now open up the hip to the camera. Hands stay on the chair and you open up as if you're going into your half moon. Good. Draw the lower belly in. Feel the side of your hip here. Get a little bit of an extra lift through that leg. Feel that work. And again, draw the lower belly in. Lift it a little higher. Keep it at that height now. And then push into the heel that's on the floor. So you're feeling a controlled pivoting action around that hip. You square yourself off so you kind of get out of that lower back feeling, and then you bend the knee in. You'll remember this from the mat earlier. The knee bends in. And you utilize this. You remember the position we were here and we were doing the rounding of the back? That's what I want you to feel. If any stage of, again, if I said take your arms off, you're in your core. Your hip flexors working, you're here. Not in the shoulders, in the abs. And then from here, unravel your spine. Keep the knee bent, unravel lower back, middle back, upper back, but you're going to lift that standing heel off into a releve. Like you're about to spring forward. This time, rather than keeping the leg bent, you're going to stretch it out, point it. Tuck the tail under a little, guys. Open up your chest. Now sweep your leg wide. How far can you sweep it? Open it. And then land it. Boom. And that's 1 of 4. So here we go. We're parallel. Bend into the knee. Bend and fold into the hip. Draw the belly in, lift. Good. Straighten that standing leg. Open up through the hip. Hold. Scoop the belly, lift the leg even higher. Really get that leg working. Feel that hip. Scoop the belly, lift it higher. Good. Pivot back to center. Knee to chest, round your back. Feel light in your hands. Good. Take more weight into the hands as you lift that bottom heel and unravel the spine. Lower back, middle back. Push down, lift up. Lengthen your leg. Sweep. And land. Land and lunge. Straighten the leg. Open the hip. Belly lift it higher. Square your hips off again. Bring it in. Round your back, hands are light, shoulders wide. Lengthen the spine, look up. Lengthen the leg. One more time, lunge. If I said to you here again, could you go no arms? No arms, right? And then from here, open up through the hip. So straighten the leg, open up through the hip. Sorry, my bad. And bring it back. Knee to chest, round it in. Lengthen. Reach that leg forward. Circle. And arrive. All right, take that leg that was up, just before we do the other side, step it forward and find yourself in your pyramid pose. Pull the hip bone back. Feel your abs working and fold here. And just have your arms on the chair and work on pulling the sit bone back, getting a nice little stretch, but keeping your back quite a tabletop position. I invite you to play around with your pelvic position here and what you feel in your back. Everyone will be different. Yeah, for me, I find pulling my hip back in space, lengthening this waistline and pushing onto my big toe assists me. I have long hamstrings though, so I'm able to get that. If you're really, really stuck and your hamstrings are tight, bend the knee. Work to reach the tail to the back of the head first, and then keep pulling back, and then maybe start to find that leg going straight. Feeling the tensioning slowly and mindfully. Nice, guys, breathe in, and then just relax, take it all the way to the floor. If you need a block, this is where the block or the book might be handy. If you need just a little bit here, if the floor is too far away from you, use the block to bring the floor to you. Yeah. Not cheating, it's just assisting. And then I want you to get yourself to fall down, nice and relaxed, and stretch your back. And breathe deep into your belly. 8 counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Lift the heels. Good, so you're in your split stance. Your back is rounded. Bend your knees. Take even weight pressure through both legs. Release your hands. Roll up through your lower back. Find your balance, everyone. Roll up through your middle back. Through your upper back. Arrive with your arms up. Bring your hands into your prayer. You're still in your balance. Hold it. Set your drishti, your gaze. And then lower down. Stepping back, releasing, and staying for a few breaths here. Great job on that side. We are going to do that all over again on the other side. And once again, I'm going to move the chair so I can face you and make it more social. If you're just using the same setup, change legs, and I'll guide you through with my voice. If you did need that block on the other side, remember to change it over, have that block handy, that block or that book, and let's begin. Back to the downward dog, three-legged dog position from your surface. Stepping, Having a slight bend in the knees, so your heels and your sit bones have this energetic straight line, that feeling of weight bearing there, even though you've got a little bend. So you're not forward into the knees, you're in your hips. Arms are forward. Slight drawing of the lower belly as that leg taps back behind you. So you're going to lunge deep into that leg as that other leg lifts up. Lunge, lunge, lunge. Try and get that other leg higher, draw the belly in. Straighten your standing leg, pulling the kneecap up, push through the heel on the floor, and then feel a controlled pivoting. And when I say that bottom knee, you don't want it to swivel. So to have a look down, when you pivot, you're moving your pelvis around that fixed thigh bone. So that's where the magic and this work happens, and around the deep rotators of the hip. And then you're here, guys. Really easy to just feel it on the lower back, so make an effort to reduce the distance from your belly button to your pubic bone by drawing in wrinkles on the front part here, or hip bone, lower belly working strong. And let's get that leg higher up. Feel your abductor hip muscles working. Hold that. Square yourself back off. Connect again into your core and pull the knee in towards your chest. Remember, it's a round back. Your bottom heel is dropped to start with, and you're here, and if at any stage I've said, can you take your arms away? Are you holding this position? Pull it in, stretch your back. Now work your back, lower, middle, upper. The bottom heel lifts off, you're here. You're springing forward. That leg reaches, that leg sweeps high and down. Straight into the lunge. 3 more. Lunging down, back leg up. Straighten your front bottom leg, pivot and open up the hip. Belly on, leg up higher. Belly on, leg reaching up higher. Pivot, knee in, hold, maybe take the hands off so you know where you're at. Lengthen, reach that toe forward, keep the chest lifting, sweep it, land it. 2 more, here we go, lunge on 1, straight in 2, rotate open 3, but linger, belly on, get it higher 4. 5, back to your start position. 6, round and hold. Lengthen out the spine. 7, and on 8, that leg goes forward, sweeps, and lands. Lunge 1. Straight in 2. Rotate open hip 3. Linger belly on 4, lift it higher. 5, straighten back to parallel, hip bones level. Round. Spine and heart up. Leg forward. Now really draw the belly on, control it, control it, control it. Landing and bring it down. The leg that was up is the leg that comes forward into your pyramid pose. Feet are parallel, hip bones are in alignment with each other. Come on down and just ease your way here for the moment. And just seeing where you need to go to create a nice tabletop sensation, and use the height of the chair to be able to give you that ability to play around with whether you need to tuck under, arch, move the hips from side to side, one hip bone pulls back, other pulls forward. Where does it get you more into your hamstring? Play around with it. No complete rules here, just sort of various guidelines to work with your body. All right. Once you've got that, pull your heart forward. Maybe if that front knee is bent, you're slowly easing it to straight with control, nice and slow. And then when you're ready, guys, you can fold, you can take your block if you were using that. If you don't need the block and your hands can touch the floor and it feels pretty good, by all means, hang out there. 8 counts, breathing deep into your belly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, you're going to step your feet together into forward fold, into Uttanasana. You're going to bend your knees and relax your back and take your arms up to the ceiling. Turn the palms to face up. Internally rotate the shoulders. Take the arms higher up and then feel for your fingertips. Try to bring your hands into your prayer position as best as you can and try to take the knife edges of the hands onto the back. If that's not going to happen, just do what you've got to do, even if it's the thumbs and the index finger, and keep pulling the shoulder heads back energetically. Holding that position, slide the hands to where you can get a nice stretch, aiming to get the fingertips all to touch, but knowing that you can take this in steps and it's building obviously on the stretch. You start somewhere and then every time you come back to this you might get a little bit further, so not forcing it and so that it feels uncomfortable. Breathing in, pull the shoulders back, the elbows back a little bit more. Last breath. And then roll up super slow. Coming on up. And releasing the hands. Pushing the fists forward. Curling in. And up. All right. Take the feet out wide. Come back into your wide position. Take your arms out wide. We'll do the eagle bind from here. Take your left arm underneath your right arm. Squeeze, drop. Push your forearms forward, but try and keep your collarbones as wide as possible. And there's a little squeeze of your shoulder blades drawing together, even though they're widening away from each other via the pull of the arms. You lift up, guys. And I want you to take a turn to the side, looking over and up to the ceiling. Keep pushing those thigh bones back and then round in, super slow. Move to the other side. Push those fingertips out, lean those ribs up to the ceiling, and then arrive back up. Go the other way, release your arms. This arm comes underneath, the right arm. Push, drop. Come over to the side, look up. Moving down. Moving to the side. Push the fingers and the arms away. And then rise back up. Whew. Unravel, pivot, and come onto your knees. And hold. All right. From this position, just resting here, we're going to take it more into the Pilates thigh stretch with arms and a little bit of bar arms. So from here, one more thing before we stretch the hips. This is going to work length and strength into your front quads, so they will be on fire, and into your bottom and into your abs. So you wanted to make sure you're nice and strong here. You're not dropping into the back like this. Imagine there's a sun lounger behind you and you hinge back and you stay neutral against that sun lounger rather than that or this. So, first round, you're more than welcome to do it without the weights. If you've done this before, you can join in with the weights. Take the weights above you. Soften the shoulders a little. Now tuck the tail a little. Push your shins, your knees, and the tops of the feet. The big toes to the little toes on the floor. Make that connection and don't lose it. And squeeze the glutes and you hinge back into a straight line as the weights come out in front of you in your first position. Hands or weights. Yep, long spine. Keep working there. You're going to take your right arm out to your second on one. Without any twisting through the rest of the body and bring it back. The other arm comes out too. And then you bring it back. Both arms, but before we do this, draw the belly and squeeze the glutes. Both arms come out. Weights are in front of your shoulders, not too far back. You turn the weights up to the ceiling. You take the arms above your head. And then you arrive back up. So that's a long time to be loading into your quads. So if you want to go no arms, please keep your arms on, by the way. No weights. You're more than welcome. So, if I was going with no weights, I'm here. Here we go. Fly stretch. Hinge back. If it's too strong, stay upright. Let's do the other arm first. Reach. Keep from rotating. Bring it back with control. Other arm out. And back. All right, here we go. Belly on. Squeezing those glutes, both arms open. Turn the palms to face up. Keep that shape as you take the arms overhead. And then rise out of the thighs. I'm going to take those weights back again. All right, from the front, so you can see. Here we go. Hinging back. Shoulders wide. Take one arm out. Control it back. Thighs burning, yep. Other arm out. Bring it back. Feel your obliques, resisting rotation as you take both arms out wide. Turn the palms up. Take the arms overhead, squeeze the glutes, and rise up. I'll come back to the side. Here we go. One more round. Tuck the tail under. Engage the bottom, and come back. Lean back. Alternate with that other arm first. Out to the side. And back in. Maybe you got to picture that sun lounger. Are you collapsing or lifting the ribs away from it? Lengthen against it, both arms. Palms up. Arms above you. Woo. And arrive, hinging forward, guys. Turn the palms to face upwards. Good, and then from here, one arm pushes forward and up, and then the elbow tucks in by the waistline. On a diagonal angle, up to 45 degrees. And up. So you want to feel all the muscles. Keep going, single arms around your waistline to avoid looking to where that weight is going, to avoid the twist. Your bottom is active to avoid you dropping down. 2 more times with single arms. Can you feel a gliding of your arm bone sliding back into the socket? Notice if you can really see that shoulder pulling forward. Keep the shoulder back in line with the other shoulder. Working with control. On this next one, we're going to go 8 doubles. Stay with your singles if you need. Here we go. Belly on, glutes on. 8. Notice how high I'm pushing up to the ceiling, pulling in. 7. You're feeling this just in the mid-back. Notice if you're overly arching. Make an effort to wrinkle the whole front part of your singlet from underneath the bra line, chest area to the pubic bone. Shorten here. See what feels good. Couple more. 2. Hold on 1. Hold it out there. 8, 7, 6, 5. Turning the palms to face up towards the ceiling. And rest. Wonderful. Take those weights down. Bring yourself up. Have your hands on top of your shins, on top of your knees, and just soften back. Hang into the sling of the back and breathe. Soften out any muscles that had that tension. And then arrive up. Take that leg that's close to the camera, or one leg, out to the side. Take that same arm behind you. Push the other knee forward and just feel this nice spiraling motion. Look over your shoulder, look up, stretch the neck, and then coil back into center. Lower back, middle back, upper back, hang in. Arrive, go to the other side. Spiral, look over, look up, stretch one side of the neck. Coil back into center. Good. And again, take that leg out. However, this time, excuse me, straighten the legs. Take the other arm, push it up, look up. Come back to center with slightly bent legs. Take your hands behind you, open up your chest, raise the legs up and hold for 8. For 7, if you want to go into your teaser, please do so. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees again, hang back. Arrive up. That leg comes out to the side, the hand comes down, and that's when you can already start to straighten out your legs. Spiral, look over and lift. Good, coming back, bring your legs together, take the hands behind you, fingertips facing back, shoulders wide. Lift the legs up. Scoop the lower belly, if you can, take your arms up with you. Parallel arms, parallel legs, 8. Can always be bent, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, guys, roll back. Low boat shape or low hollow shape, hold. Scoop the belly, yep. And what I want you to do is reach your arms up to the ceiling, hold. Keep your chin drawing in. Reach your arms behind you, scoop the belly, breathe in. Hold for 8, 7, 6, no light escaping underneath the lower back. Take your arms back down. Arrive up slowly. Hold. Roll down, 4, 3, lower back touches, middle back, head and shoulders off the mat, looking at the knees, not looking up. Arms lift up, hold, biceps by the ears, 4, 3, 2, 1, arms come back down, arrive back up. 4, 3, 2, 1, coming down. 4, lower, middle back, shoulders don't touch. Arms reach above you. Maybe the legs move a little bit further away. Look to your toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms come up. Arrive up with control. Make it harder if you want. You can take the arms up, the legs up. 4, 3, 2. Maybe the biceps stay by your ears. Roll. 4, 3, 2. Maybe the legs stay long or shorten the lever and hold for 8. Last round. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woof. Lift those hips up. Place your hands behind your lower back and just feel yourself lengthening the tail, the butt cheeks down towards the heels. Give yourself support. Breathe in. Let it go. Breathe in. Nice. If you can from here and you're able to, you can always stay with your hands behind you. Don't look out to the camera, but just follow my cue. You can always pick up one leg, pick up the other leg and cradle your knees in. If you can't do that from your bridge position, no worries, roll back down. Pull your knees in towards your chest, then lift up and just hug into a little bit of a ball here. Yeah? Hug it in. Stretch your back, knees bent. No long levers, just a nice, tiny human ball. And then from there, roll yourselves down, roll yourselves all the way up, and come to a 90-90 deer pose sit, like so. Try and anchor through the front ankle, front knee, inside back knee, inside back ankle. From here, take the top, the back arm and then reach behind and then hold into this internal rotation stretch, guiding that back thigh down, that sense of the pelvis and the thigh bone dropping down and the thigh bone dropping in. Now you'll feel kind of crampy sensations here, stretchy sensations here, but I also want you to feel it deep in the hip, especially with all the glute stuff that we do, the pelvis area, the hips get a little bit tight. So here's your chance to lift up. It's not a huge movement, guys, and you pull towards the knee. You notice I only really moved a couple of inches. I have to really lower my expectations on this side. It's not a big movement, but it's a stretch that you want to melt further into, like layers of the onion peeling away. If it's really, really hard, it might be here. You're already feeling that stretch. You have to back it off. But if you're able to, come here. 4, 3, facing that leg, reach your arms, lift up. Pivot to the front. Push through the front foot, through the front knee, and see how far you can come forward without that back hip lifting off. Coming forward, working the back hip, working it. And then laying down, but keep that firm position on the front hip, front knee, front ankle, and fold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your chest, look up. Push that leg into the floor. Active hip on stretch, but it's active. One arm forward if you can. If you know this is going to be too strong, take your hands to your chest. Hold. Push the floor away as you rise up. Pick up that back leg if you can. Pivot around. Find your king pigeon pose. Crossing the midline, curling the toes back towards each other. Sit bones stay on the floor. Take your arms out wide, push them back behind like you're pushing a wall, but you're pulling your chest forward. So you're not passive here, you're driving down, stretching, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up, front leg stays where it is, back leg moves into your deer 90-90 position. Alright, so we're here, reaching around, grabbing on, using our hand as a gentle guide to create more spiraling inwards, to create this feeling of that inner groin area softening, dropping down as best as it can. Breathe in, look up. Try and pull your chest to that knee, even if it's incrementally a centimetre or an inch. So obviously this is working into internal rotation of this back thigh bone. So if you're very, very tight in your hips and doing a lot of external rotation, which you do in bar and you do in Pilates, and a lot of squats, etc., then this will feel quite restricted, quite tight. So it's quite a nice one to do at home on a stretch day. All right, coming out, reach the arms up, arms overhead, lift out of the waistline. Push through the front leg, pushing down, see how far you can come forward. Forward, push, straight back. And then at the end, rest it. Hold your stretch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm comes up. Push the leg down onto the floor. Other arm comes up, the leg assists you to come up and that back leg lifts. And you bring it around, crossing into this position where your knees are hopefully ideally in alignment, the toes are curling back, and you hinge forward, stretching the hips. As far forward with a straight back as far as you can, keep pushing the floor down with your legs. Take the arms down, breathe in. Exhale, fold. And then bringing yourselves up, guys. Bringing yourself onto your shins. If you feel like you need one extra stretch, obviously through the quads, you can always come back into this position. Or you can just stay here, so this position, I'm sorry, sort of by the couch here, just reaching the knees forward, lifting the chest, or you may decide to come into a modified Ustrasana. I'm going to leave this up to you with what you feel you'd want to do for this last pose, or camel. If you feel like you want more back extension, come for this. If you want more quadriceps, come for this. But guide that tail down, guide that pubic bone up and drive the knees forward like you're wanting to lengthen your quads. You're trying to create more stretch, lengthening your bones in the front. And hold for 8, 7, 6, keep tucking the tail, pubic bone pulling up towards your face. then release. Whatever position you're in, coming out of it, coming forward, tucking your toes, walking your hands back. Couple of yes movements with the head, always nice. Couple of no movements. Draw the shoulders energetically away from the floor, connecting the shoulders and the shoulder blades back onto the back. Take the hands behind the head, bend the knees and roll up slowly through your spine. To arrive at the top, to yawn open, breathe in. Stretch the arms and then shake it off. Okay, so we are done for another Sunday, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and feel free to do it obviously in your own time. And if you're just catching up on this and it's nighttime or another time, I thank you for joining anyway, and I thank you for participating in the video. If you are in a position to donate and you love this video, I've left details in the description. I thank you kindly. Otherwise, as per usual, this is always a gift to everyone within this group. But do share it on to some friends and invite more friends to the group so they can experience the wonderful offerings that we have. All right, namaste everyone. I hope you feel stretched but strong. And any questions, any comments, please just let me know, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Goodbye.